You all can hear me? Oops. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. Very good to see you all again. Yeah. Oh, today I can see new people also. Barbara. Hello, everybody. I'm just scrolling here. Hope you all had a good week. Hello. Okay, no videos. Okay. Good to see you all again here. Hope you all are keeping well and safe, I hope. Yeah. So anyway, we'll start doing practicing the Nolsang. As we all know, we are just continuing. It takes quite a lot. I mean, I thought of finishing it doesn't matter. It can be few more weekends. Yeah. I hope you all have time. Weekend is okay for all of you. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so we can start. Let's just read the beginning of Nolsang, Refuge and Bodhicitta. So then after that, I will talk a little bit. So as we always need to do the Refuge and Bodhicitta before doing anything. So it's important to remind all of us about the importance of renunciation, yeah, and then give a rise to bodhicitta mind is always it's a Mahayana way, and of course it's immense benefit, instead of just not having any motivation, then of course we are putting a lot of effort in it, for example here we always spend in the weekend almost 2 hours, so if we count the timing, it's a lot sometimes, if we count. So that's why whatever we do should be mileage should be really big, so in order to have that, it fully depends on the motivation. So we always have to remind ourselves, most importantly, of course, the renunciation, because we as a practitioner renunciation have to be there, otherwise we wouldn't do practice, for what reason. So that is important. And the second most important as a Mahayana practitioner or Vajrayana practitioner is the bodhicitta development, always for the sake of all beings. I'm doing this for the sake of all mother beings. I want to be liberated in the very, how do you say, in the first stage or in the first path. I want to be liberated. For what sake? For the sake of all mother beings. Beings are suffering, beings are going through tremendous suffering. So to free from the samsara, to free from the sufferings, I have to be liberated first, so that is the key motivation we always have to have in our mind. So if we have that kind of motivation, then whatever we do, doesn't matter, even we do a very short prayer, very short practice, very short practice of listening to teachings, the mileage is just immense, it multiplies a lot. So that we always have to remember. Okay, so let's just go through refuge and bodhicitta development. Today also I will talk a little bit about the how important of view. We always say view, meditation, and conduct. So I just want to talk a little bit about view, and then we can continue about Nolsang. Then I think probably today we will finish. I don't want to go through all the explanation because it's very clearly written. You all can go through it, and if you have any doubts or question, we can always discuss. Otherwise, it's kind of, I'm just reading everything. You all are much better than me in reading and understanding of English words, so I don't have to go through all these things. That's what I thought. Okay, so let's practice. Yep. Refuge, yeah, you all have the transcription, and also did you all manage to download the preliminary text which I sent in the group? Rigzinla from Brazil, he's in a video call also. He has very kindly translated it, and also the last part we still haven't finished. Rigzinla is still doing it, so once we have completed, we can have in the group chat, yeah, so you all can download it. So today I don't want to go through the refuge in Bodhicitta because I just want to finish the Nolsang part, yeah. Then tomorrow probably we will come back to refuge, Bodhicitta, and then the visualization, importance of visualization. Okay, let's do the refuge together. Okay, now Namo lama de she de pe gu kon sho sung gi rang ji la da da du du sen chen nam chang shu per du ge su chi Namo lama de she de pe gu kon sho sung gi rang ji Da da du du sim chinam chang chu par du kyab su chi sim chin du kun ton du lama sang gi du menim kan la kan du le chi gi du a du la sim gi du Sanjendra Kuntandu Lama Sangiru Alagandul Chiligi Dua Dulwa Singidu Sanjendra Kuntandu Lama Sangiru Nenim Alagandul Chiligi Dua Dulwa Singidu. Okay, now today we do the next one. So jump to the cleansing or purifying the substances, yeah? Jump to page number 8. So we do all the mudras, okay? The mudra which I sent is helpful. Taking the video from back, oh, that's great. Hope it is not too fast. I tried my best to do very slowly, but I think, I mean, from your point of view, it's always difficult, but try that. If the angle you need in different angle, let me know, okay? I can always do it. It's very easy to do anyway. For me, I can just do it and then send it to all of you. Okay, so page number 8. Ike sumo tu shua le chua lai ru ju tam che du sang ze ka do chi ro re ji kun sun so ba mi zang we ji ma ye ke an tam che jang be de be yun de ne nga tan de ba ba nang nam ka sa ji tam che Yung su kya pe du jine samgi mi kya parang Subhava Shuddha Sarva Dharma Subhava Shuddho Nama Sarva Tatha Gata Bayo Vishu Mukhe Sarva Theka Ugate Saparana Imam Gagana Khangsu Om Benzir Mirta Kundali Hana Hana Om Nama Sarva Tathagata Avalokite Om Sambara Sambara Om Gyana Avalokite Nama Samanta Saparan Rasmi Bhava Samaya Mahamani Duru Duru Shridaya Zolani Nama Samandam Buddhanam Trahe Shri Trabhagyat Mahasamaya Soha. Okay? And you all are doing okay now. Okay. So you can practice always, yeah? So sometimes we can do a few times. Okay, so now it's self-visualization. So before then that, I just wanted to talk a little bit about how important the view, we say view, meditation, and conduct, tawa, gomba, chopa in Tibetan, yeah? So it's very important to have the correct view, or the, we say correct view, view of what is the view of Buddhism, or what is the conduct of Buddhism, and what is the meditation of Buddhism. So I will just, I thought it's important to know, view. First, we have to have the view, otherwise we don't know. If we lost in the view and we don't know what is the view, then we will get lost in practice also, what is conduct and what is meditation. So most important is view. So when we talk about view, or what do you say? Attitude, yeah, normally we say view. So we say yang takpe tawa in Tibetan, yang takpe tawa. So yang takpa means just view is just view can have anything, but then we when it comes to the reality, or how do you say, the profound view of Buddhism, we say yang takpe tawa. So yang takpa means there are two terms, pure and kind of a completely purified, that kind of view, yeah. We can say completely free from mistakes. So that is the yang takpe tawa. So completely free from mistakes. So that we definitely need it, So one of the great masters said, if you lack the wisdom that realizes the absolute truth or the absolute nature, yeah, although you have generated renunciation and bodhicitta, but still you will be incapable of cutting through the existence, the existence and its root. Therefore, exert yourself in the method of realizing the interdependence. That one of the great masters says that, So when we say view, or the, as I said, completely free from mistake, yang takpe tawa, yeah, purified, or the, how do you say, complete purified kind of view. What is the view? And when we say view, what is the Buddhist view of Buddhism? We say interdependence, coordination. That's why we always say, and then the conduct is like not harming others. That's the main kind of thing we always kind of recite, and we always say that. It just comes without we always say, yeah, in Tibetan it's a kind of expression, we say chopa tsewa meba, tawa tenjung, tawa means view, tenjung means interdependence, coordination, and then chopa means conduct, these two are the most important. Then meditation comes, is the practice or the contemplation. So chopa is the conduct. What is the conduct? Not harming others, that's the main thing we, in the very fundamental practice, we all have to have in the very, how do you say, in the first step, So when we say, that's why this great masters say, if you lack the wisdom that realizes the absolute truth, if you don't have the wisdom, that's why the other day I was also talking about how important of, how do you say, wisdom, it's so important. Without the wisdom, I mean, even though you have lots of relative bodhicitta, compassion, loving kindness, that's what this great master says. If you lack the wisdom that realizes the absolute truth or the absolute nature, although you have generated renunciation and bodhicitta, the relative or the renunciation and bodhicitta, but still you will be incapable of cutting through the existence and its root. Therefore, exert yourself in the method of realizing the interdependence. So interdependence is actually very much the emptiness, it's a correlated, it's just one word actually. So when we say interdependence, what is interdependence? So let me just go through it. When we say interdependence, it means all the phenomena, whatever, all the phenomena, all the existence, all the circumstances depends on one another, depends on each other. None of the phenomena, not a single phenomena can survive by its own nature. No, it has to be always, nothing can survive by its own. It always has to depend on something else. That's why we say cause and effect. So cause, this is cause and this is effect. For example, to have a flower also we need a seed of the flower, and then we need to water, we need to, I don't know, for the fertilizer, and then we have to do so many. It needs sun, it needs wind, it needs all sorts of different like elements to have a proper flower, to whatever. So that's why we say cause and effect. So that cause and effect means cause, the effect, or the cause and result. Result is fully depends on the cause. And then result, there is no result if there is no cause. If there is no cause, there is no result. So it's always depends on each other. That's why we say everything is interdependent. There is nothing, I mean, our body also, it fully depends on the elements, your substances of your parents. It's not that we just born like that, and when we just born we were so beautiful, like how we look now. No, we are just a piece of meat. So everything is depend on each other. That's why the great master Nagarjuna, he's one of the great master, he talked. He's the kind of a main pillar of. He always explains emptiness and all this absolute nature of all this. So great Nagarjuna, he said, there is not a single phenomena that is not interdependent arises. Therefore, he said, therefore, there is not a single phenomena that is not emptiness. Yeah. So that means it tells that interdependence and emptiness is, it shows it sends the same message. So interdependence, when we say interdependent, this is depend on that it depend on this, means it has to depend. Otherwise, it doesn't have its own solid, solid existence. There is nothing solid existence by its own nature. Everything has to be, everything. We wouldn't find a single kind of a phenomena or single thing that is not depends on anything, by it just came by its own. No, there is nothing. That's why it depends on one another. Therefore, all the phenomena are emptiness. So we all are arising, or we all are appearing because of the emptiness. You understand? So this is a very, I mean, so we can analyze. So we depends on something. That's why we depends on something. Otherwise, we cannot exist. That actually, literally, that tells its emptiness. Otherwise, if there is no emptiness, it has to be from the beginningless. It has to be there, and it wouldn't change at all. It has to be there forever. So that is a very kind of a how do you say, it's a deep, how do you say, deep, it has a deep philosophy in it. And also, if we think, if we really properly think, it's kind of understandable, you know. We say, oh yeah, that's true, it's like that, you know. Everything is depends on each other. That's why it's emptiness, you know. Emptiness, because of the emptiness, we all can arise. So this interdependent, or the, you know, shunyata, I will come about shunyata later. Interdependent is, you know, we need the understanding of interdependence when we practice that. From the ground, we say ground, and then path, and then fruition on the result. You know, we need everywhere, you know. As a basic, we definitely need the understanding of interdependence, and when we are on the path, we definitely need the understanding of interdependence, and then fruition also, we definitely absolutely need the understanding of interdependence. Yeah. So we always have to apply this understanding, you know. It's not necessary in some specific time or specific place or some specific meditation we have to apply. Not that every day, daily life, we have to understand. Whatever you do, you have to understand it. You have to understand the interdependence, coordination. You know, this depends on that. So that means it sends the message of emptiness, or the shunyata. You know, nothing can exist by its own nature. That actually tells nothing can exist means shunyata. You know? So I will come later about that. So that's why, because of interdependence. Yeah. Oh, what is that? So because of interdependence, you know, the samsara exists. You know, we have samsara, we have nirvana, we have big, we have small, we have good, we have bad, you know. We have these, we have that, everything, these two things, you know. The dualistic comes because of the interdependence, you know. Big, you know, we have a, for I would say this is a very big, I have a big bell, you know. So if there is a bigger bell than this, then this becomes small. So there's nothing, I mean, everything is like that. Sometimes we can say, oh, I'm very educated, I am the most educated person. If someone next to you is much educated than you, then you are nobody, you know. Everything is like that. So in this world, that's why we shouldn't have the solid grasping attitude towards anything, you know. Everything is interdependence, nothing is exist. So that tells you the deep meaning of shunyata. Anyway, so when we say shunyata, I think one of the things I have to highlight here, I think many of you already know, but still just to remind, when we say shunyata, yeah, means emptiness. Normally we say emptiness. So which is, of course, holiness has been always, whenever he gives teaching about the shunyata, he always emphasizes on this, you know. When we say shunyata or emptiness, you know, it's not, there is a empty, we say, in Tibetan we say tongba and tongba ni, yeah. Tongba means just empty, and then tongba ni means that is the shunyata, you know. Tongba ni, and there is a two term, okay. So when we say tongba means nothing is there. For example, you know, my cup has no water in it, so that's empty cup, yeah. Or the vessel or the vase has no water in it, that's why vase is empty, yeah. Or maybe we can say garden has no flower, that's why garden is empty. So that empty is, we cannot mistake the empty shunyata with that kind of empty, you know. So means nothing is there. We are not telling that nothing is there. We wouldn't say nothing is there. Nirvana is not there. Samsara is not there. There is no good virtues, no bad virtues. There is nothing. So just relax. You know? We wouldn't say that. We are not talking about that. Yeah. So that empty is just empty. So we shouldn't be mistaking emptiness with the just empty word. So emptiness, we say in Tibetan, the tongba ni. It has a very deep meaning in it. When we say tongba ni, or the emptiness or the shunyata, means everything exists. Everything exists. Everything is there. I have just mentioned, nirvana is there, samsara is there, sentient beings are there, six realms beings are there, hell beings is there, hungry ghosts is there, animals are there, human beings are there, you know, gods are there, demigods are there. Everything exists, yet it has yet the absence of its own entity. Yeah. Or how do you say, lack of its own solidity. Everything exists, yet it has, lack of its own solidity. Nothing is there as a solid, inherently exist. Nothing is inherently exist. That's the real or the true meaning of shunyata. Yeah, that we have to understand. When we say shunyata, means just, nothing is there. No, I mean, of course, in Heart Sutra we say no nose, no mouth, no body, no smell, we say that, but then there's only just, we are not saying that nothing is there. It's just like a black, you become like a blind, then nothing is there. Then we wouldn't get anything there. So when we say shunyata means everything exists, yet the lack of its own solidity, yet not inherently exist. It exists, yet it inherently doesn't exist. So so that's the profound view, or the profound how do you say, the correct or unmistaken kind of view we have to have in our mind. Always very important. That's why we always call union, holiness always would always he emphasize everything exists, yet it doesn't exist. That's the real meaning of the shunyata, that we have to understand. So it's amazing, the more you have the realization of shunyata, the better devotion would arise. Devotion about the karmic cause and effect, devotion of the karmic cause and effect would be increasing, improving. We sometimes think the other way around. If you realize the shunyata means then there is nothing, or then shunyata means nothing is there, so no karmic cause and effect, no good karma, no bad karma. No, it's the opposite actually. The more you understand, the more you realize, deeper realize about the shunyata, the devotion of karmic cause and effect would be improving, or the, how do you say, generating. That's the thing, So it's, that's the thing, the shunyata, that we always have to understand. Okay, we can, when we say shunyata means nothing is there, not nothing is there. Of course it exists, in this universe we see so many things with our eyes, we hear, we smell, we feel, all these senses works because of the interdependence. Yet nothing has its own solidity, nothing has its own inherent exist. That's the real meaning of shunyata, that we have to always understand. And also we have to work on realizing that is the, then we say union, exist, yet it doesn't exist. That's the union, or the Mahamudra, or the Dzogpa Chempo, whatever we call. There are so many different names, shunyata, great perfection, or whatever, all this. So this actually, it's amazing. When we, even from the very beginning, Buddha has shown us the path. He has very clearly says that when we say the view of Buddhism, the correct view of Buddhism is the interdependence coordination. Means he is telling the meaning of the union, actually. You see? Yeah. I hope my way of explaining is very bad, but I hope you will get some point from there. Yeah, that we have to understand always. Otherwise, there's a who is this? I think that's Nagarjuna again. He said the concept of emptiness is very dangerous. Very dangerous. He said in Tibetan, he says "Tongba nila ta nyena sharap chungnam phungwar gyuru." Tongba nila ta nyena means if we wrongly understand, or the, how do you say, mistakenly, or if we misunderstand the emptiness, then there is a big danger. That's the most dangerous path. there's the most dangerous one. We will, I don't know, what will happen. That's the most dangerous. So we have to have at least understanding of what is shunyata, what is emptiness. So we have to be very careful about that. That's why I'm just kind of highlighting here today that we always have to, shunyata or emptiness, meaning everything exists, yet it has not its own solidity. Yet it inherently doesn't exist. That understanding is the real meaning of this shunyata. I can give you also another kind of example. Some also we say, maybe just leave it. We in Tibetan we say Rangshin sometimes, Rangshin, and then Rangshin Ni is the same. Tongba and Tongba Ni, empty and emptiness, and then Rangshin, nature, and the Rangshin Ni means the nature of nature, or something like that, if I literally translate Rangshin Ni. So when we say nature means, for example, we can say if I'm an angry person, very aggressive person, so many people wouldn't like me, or she's very aggressive, she always very easily get angry, so I just don't want to go close to her, or this since sometimes we say it's her nature, that's her nature, she very easily get irritated, that's her nature. And then we can say some is very talkative, some are very greedy, or that's her nature. So actually that temporary nature can change, that's not the nature. That's the temporary nature. If I'm a very angry person, so I can contemplate so many different things, understanding of shunyata, interdependence, and if I practice that, then this aggressive nature will be finishing. Finishing in the sense, it minimize, and then we say this why even the great yogi definitely have a lot of emotions. Then once they know the nature of the emotion, then they become yogi, and they have control over it. So that's the temporary kind of nature. We say, oh, she's a very angry person, that's her nature, we cannot change that. That's the very temporary nature. But when we say Rangshin Ni, the nature of the nature is your primordial mind, which cannot change. You are already, that's why we say you are already Buddha. Your mind is already clear as the blue sky. There is nothing to do. There is nothing we can, something we remove and something we apply, and then you will realize not your Rangjin Ni means that you are the absolute nature of your own mind, that is primordially Buddhahood, that is primordially great perfection, that is primordially Mahamudra, that is primordially Shunyata, that we cannot change. Yeah. So that's the kind of we say the reality of the reality. Yeah? How do you say, reality of your own nature. So this is a kind of another example. Anyway, so that we have to understand always. So I hope I just wanted to kind of highlight this part, correct view, or the correct unmistakable, how do you say, view that is free from any mistakes. Yeah. So there's and then when we talk about the compassion, when we say the view, the conduct of the Buddhist means not harming others. So not harming others means having a sense of compassion. So this is the that main two thing. When we talk about the interdependence, coordination means the emptiness, shunyata. And when we talk about the other part, the conduct of the Buddhist is the not harming others, means having the sense of compassion. So that actually tells the skillful means, so your conduct is the skillful means, and then your view is the shunyata. So there's the union, from the very beginning. I mean, that's just my own kind of, that just came in my mind, by thinking. I have been sort of thinking that, then I thought is the view, and then conduct is the practice of union. From the very beginning, Buddha has shown us, So that actually tells why we have to be compassionate, why we have to be loving kindness, because, everything it's emptiness, but yet it exists. So as soon as it exists, everything matters. Whatever you do, good karma, bad karma, harming others, not harming others. If you harm others, definitely you will have a very bad karmic, bad karma. Result of the bad karma, you will suffer. If you kill an animal, you have to suffer. You will get a very bad disease. You will be so sick. So that kind of thing happens. That's why it says we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful, in the sense you will automatically be becoming careful once you know the understanding of shunyata. That's what I said. The devotion will spontaneously arising. The deeper understanding you have, the understanding of shunyata. Yeah. So that just wanted to, anyway, I wanted to highlight. So without talking much, let's practice now. Then I will go through the Nolsang, the last part, yeah, today, and then probably tomorrow we can do the visualization and all these things. Okay, let's do from the self-visualization. So I hope now you all are getting familiar with the melodies and the yeah, wonderful. Okay, let's do the self-visualization. Now invocation. Okay, now with Damaru and Bell, yeah, 7 branch prayer. Okay, continue. Silo Idayagi Drimizuni Chudebe Son Pedol Bedise. Okay, continue. Sem jengon gamari debhenol nyon mangi nyuni ishenol gosum migilunga isumnol dulchimyan belula andronol tamsiyan bedorji loponol so pursuing Mahada, Andronulo, Punyamajamishuiga, Sumanol, Sina Sobegasu, Tamchenol, things into Besi, Mamonol, they don't to Besi. Chamdral Shedan to Beji Danam Null Magella to Begi Danam Null Docha to Bewangi Danam Null Chado to Bedakwe Danam Null Timu to Beselje Yanam nulo karmartha chuyula Nimpunul thapun chupejela Nimpunul mitantha pikim Kim danul mitati gon kyab Danam nul ke paramita bhumi Pami te om parsum lalu Yenam nul pula gunur kim dahanul lungai tandala chagla Now these are the how the things get contaminated. Yeah, now you all have the meaning anyway. Ke luno lugidanyam luto shur gujin rutu najin make me salangamul ke gahajupching Mami de chilla machina sul cheo jain sipaza ji semo e gonul gokul jip nawan yala nul vejadu jichina pochen nul vemijing sakarma mosen nul vesigi kecho che gyatin lanul jim Lemi judala nula dasi Tegarda jila nula gotham Chokandra jala nulwe donam Tunmi jila nulwe jila Demi tu yila nulwe neju Mugi jum khana nulwe tasing Sagda jin dala nula juljing Dogyur manga nula nulwe tom Pilmi gyur chula nulwe puji Tengin jum shila nulwe jingsa Kulbur to tala nulwe chumi Tong ching gong dola nulwe zakar Gompoju gosunula goril Nosunatula tapunulvegaldo Golahayam goshinulvekega Sanzijine kajinulvemarap Limosho matanulveni Ho shimalu tainul sim tunmi jul ki lanoliti temba nyamal gilunul shagul sharoda chalanul vetada sida nyamal gila sunum Lumihidi gatene la sonolwe semide ligishanul shashur nyamto hopchunul rukun zujim sinbuda chanul dilipema nachaza panul chugur dojim zatuguje chugizanul shajum Dichinta punul punam jiji Loki tuloji aminul zonul Muginul yusenul darati Homoinul nalbumu sendatin Sakpehinul nunul daju Muginul jidur si sonpui Namenol disine shivanazin Tirenul puyam mitayetang Lukinol zela sopenol tiv tamjekun. So now from here, the visualization, visualizing smoke offering substances. So you all know now what are the substances. So we have to sort of very vividly visualize in front of you, or maybe, you have now Guru Rinpoche is invited and you have a kind of a shrine or whatever. So, we have to, when we visualize all these different substances and the offerings, it has to be, just not like everything like a rubbish put together, So we have to visualize. It's very, how do you say, properly done. Decoration is very important. It comes in the text very importantly. Always when we read or different page or the text, it always talk about how important to decorate properly. In order to accumulate the how do you say, accumulate merit of accumulation. So we have to do all this relative thing very properly. So when we say smoke offering substances, mean everything put together in a container, then it looks like a rubbish. So that kind of attitude we shouldn't have. We have to really decorate very nicely, very properly, very clean. It's very important. Relatively we have to be, everything have to be very proper. So especially when we visualize all these different substances, it's not like everything put together in a container mix and it looks like I don't know, very funny. So that we shouldn't have. We have to decorate, with your or maybe sometimes we can have a different garden. All these substances can be in a form of plants, in a form of flowers, in a form of substances, mean not necessarily only dry. We think that's it's our concept, that we make that kind of concept. So we have to burn. So burn means it has to be dry. It cannot be, the other day we were talking, the tree. So it has to be burned. So it has to be dry. When we have to be put in container. These are our dualistic concept and our kind of very fanatic way of looking at the offering substances. So it not necessarily be dry and all we have to be not necessarily putting in a container altogether. No, to my understanding, I think when we visualize the different substances, different substances, if we talk about the sandalwood, sandalwood trees, thousands of trees of sandalwood, in the outer circle, and then inner circle, I don't know what do you call this, the juniper, the juniper inner circle. So we have to decorate very properly. Then these are all the offerings or burnt offerings, we can visualize that way. I mean, I think these are important in that way, yeah. So I'm just kind of highlighting again. Otherwise, we have a tendency, because of the the propensity or whatever we have in our mind, that is very, very solid and very kind of unchangeable. It just comes spontaneously. When we say burnt offering substances, I mean, in a small container, everything put together and mixed together, that, I mean, somehow, I mean, to our view, it doesn't look so kind of attractive. It has to be attractive. We need attractive things. We like gardens, wonderful decorations. Then when it comes to offering messy things, it's okay. That's no good. Of course, whatever attractive things we like, we have to offer to Buddha and Bodhisattvas and all these relative the deities we have been talking. Contaminated deities who are contaminated with all our attitude, action, and all these activities. So we have to please them. In order to please them, we have to, of course, we have to try our best in terms of offerings. Whatever you are doing, it has to be very proper, very clean, very, how do you say, decorated, well decorated. These are important, I think. Yeah. So anyway, so let's now do together. So we have to visualize now. Ke jue tamale jupai salate bejui rapulene mi juge lungi rakube tawaluine Kevi singe temolane raptu min beshi loda minesu kyabe singe di chukunalu kyabe singe gado jironu dembe singe shinto zenden karma akaru se kimbayu sing Shukata doshin paludapa penkarda umbu banyu nyadi sirgotanga pushing moshing pushing shine to dibusum dazanju mene to didirunu kata Kaveri ne juda so yumata aduna kanadu Rijeta dazarin chenzi chemarta sekim chanta shido Kueju basum pudang arsum tamata shadala so Name surging la pedamzi Karmarta Google Karnati Naso so jina sasum noldi Salve message lungi Raptori zawalin Iwishin Gigimela Sepahai Tishoti Surnamba Naso Ye Chedime Okay, so now from here we are clearing or the purifying, all the contaminations. So different we are offering. So from here we can, I mean, when you actually do it, so then we can start burning, the substances in the fire. Okay, let's do together again. Gusumigenola gusumlanamsa dulchimyambenola ligitandrusa Ynyamlamenola chegyosumasa Sudrajuvenola matakandrusa Tamsigyambenola dorjilopunsa Indrujuvenola chetajamdrusa Temzena Reno La Taribun Bosa Sirna Sabeno La No Layanda Sa Kunjimitano La Kusum Dejesa Things into Beno La Sipe Mamosa Sedon to Beno La Injidunam Sa Sedon to Beno La Jirelanam Sa I get to Benola, Yebelanam Sa, Ducha to Benola, Wangilanam Trado to Benola, Drapelanam Sa, Timu to Benola, Sensilanam Sa, no to Benola, Yulayim Posa, Tapun to Benola, Kinlayim Posa. Nyamchadi menola la pelanam sa Nitadi no la gunkelanam sa Rapche dursinola sikilanam sa Nazinti no la pola dala sa Dikche shempenola la pelanam sa Miyu mitanola senselanam sa Shin Peru Dimnola Tala Posa Simpena Menola Goelanam Sa Taginola Kalajalasa Joginola Palamalasa Yusenola Malapujisa Nuna Nola Lengilanam Sa Manolo sunye trautonanam sa Inulo jinje saltonanam sa Lunga ila jela sa Kiye mupadam pareche pelanam Sa solo tamien Yeah, Thipa samar chipelanam Sahasulo zapu ivar chipelanam Sahasulo nulwa samar chipelanam Sahasulo ki parmita preme bami Iya diyo parsumalalu yela Sogo pula gunur kinagila Talua ita dala thala Talulaya la gunur Lawa nuji mita jime buka Nama tishi me jodi surna tu Ta china sasum de gyan bami Iya mi sanul di jime sangu Okay. Now continue this one again so we can get familiar with yeah. So now there is a slight change in melody, change in the sense. Okay, let's do then I will explain. Sangyurji was like that before, yeah. So now this, I mean, we have to do little different way. The second line, first line is same. Dubade lama idam nolwa sangyur Shelanam zogi nulgur na minna tindindi sangyur. The second line you have to do kind of a fast thing, and then later we say there's a one extra thing like the how do you say it, like this, you know. Again, let me do from beginning. Shin si ji zang mengi tu pa de lama idam no lwa sang gyur ji ji hik, then there's an extra thing like that we have in the previous one, yeah. Ji ji, then the melody is same, the way of reading is little different, the second line one, yeah. It's a two melodies, and then like sing ji ji zang mengi de pa de la mai dam no lwa sang gyur ji ai she la nam so gi nul gyur na men na chen ten ji sang gyur ji hik ji hik, we say ji hik, it just comes with the last sound, or the like the extra one extra thing, little bit. Ji hik, okay, yeah, understand? You all understand? Every second line has that extra thing, and then we have to do little kind of a together in the beginning. Okay, let's do together, then you all will know anyway. Yeah, okay, let's do again. Ki sing ji di sa mengi tu pa de la mai dam no lwa sang gyur ji ai she la nam so gi nul gyur na men na chen tin ji sang gyur ji ji de la nam so gi nul gyur na pyogar shin ni ji sang gyur ji ma sing khan ro zogi nul gyur na balam dara ji sang gyur ji shi gyo sung ma zogi nul gyur na shatana so ji sang gyur ji hige za ji gun bo zogi nul gyur na karsum ji sang gyur ji la sin de ge zogi nul gyur na sing ji men cho ji sang gyur ji ga sun dam chen zogi nul gyur na che maro kul ji sang gyur ji la na me za zogi nul gyur na pe kar yushu ji sang gyur ji lu na me za zogi nul gyur na lu min na so ji sang gyur ji nye na me za zogi nul gyur na tar sun na so ji sang gyur ji sha da din zan zogi nul gyur na ya ji sir gu ji sang gyur ji ne da mi za zogi nul gyur na tak pa sur kar ji sang gyur ji shi da mi za zogi nul gyur na kim ba sir gu ji sang gyur ji yu la mi za zogi nul gyur banyu karsum ji sang gyur ji nur la mi za zogi nul gyur na chemar zipu ji sang gyur ji ya la mi za zogi nul gyur na rinchen na so ji sang gyur ji khang la mi za zogi nul gyur na tarzam na so ji sang gyur ji thap la mi za zogi nul gyur na shapu changpu ji sang gyur ji shi la mi za zogi nul gyur na druzin na so ji sang gyur ji po la mi za zogi nul gyur na tarsun na so ji sang gyur ji da la mi za zogi nul gyur na chemar bingim ji sang gyur ji je la mi za zogi nul gyur na dredar si shu ji sang gyur ji don la mi za zogi nul gyur na sha chang zim ji sang gyur ji ke la mi za zogi nul gyur na la shu sur kar ji sang gyur ji lu la mi za zogi nul gyur na gugul kar na ji sang gyur ji sung kyo la nam zogi Nulgurna Shingjiminchuji Sangur Chiri Jilanam Zogi Nulgurna Yushubaluji Sangur Chiyapilanam Zogi Nulgurna Punashiniti Sangur Chiyalugi Goson Zogi Nulgurna la chaminiti sangur chihezinur lonjogi Nulgurna shingchati samini sangur chinul jimi zatamje tafane shiljuzindu china sangur. Okay, we finished till here last time, yeah? Okay, now the melody, okay? Yeah, it's the just second line we have to do a little fast, and then in the last there's one extra like chi hit like that, okay? But it's quite simple one anyway. So now here we go to the translation part. The translation text you all have, yeah? Let's go. You can also, now Jigzin has also put all together, but then same is the same wherever you are looking at. So last time I finished, I don't know this part, no, the Marigwangino Rangjung Ishisang, so that I've explained. So after that, I think there is not much to explain. Yeah, and there is not much, it's more or less same, it's kind of a repeating. So now we are purifying or cleansing, or how do you say, kind of confessing, yeah, to remove the contamination, remove in the sense, clean the contamination of the different deities. So that's again repeating, keep repeating in every part. So from here, I'm not going to yeah, 14. Oh yeah, there's a page actually, page number 12, no? Last time from the translation text, page 12, I have this part I kind of highlighted, remember? If ignorance contaminates us, we make this purifying smoke offering to self-arising original wisdom, yeah? So that part we have done. So after that, I'm not going to do that much. It's more or less kind of same, and then page number 16 also, it's same, like we make this purifying smoke offering to the deities who brightened dullness, we make this purifying smoke to the deities who clear away cloudiness. We make this purified smoke offering to the deities who distinguish between the clean and dirty. So that is page number 16. So this all you go through in your time. I think there's not much to explain. And then one thing here, they didn't translate it in page number 18. When you flip the page number comes, yeah, appears, right? Page number 18 from the translation text. Yeah, you all got it? Yeah, okay. Page number 18. So there is one thing they didn't translate, so you might have a question or doubt. Number lama idam Nolsang Instruction, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh line, it says masing khandotso ginol bala darati sangirchiga. If field contaminates the mother elements and the sister dakinis, yeah? You all have it? From the translation text, I'm this one, I mean, you cannot see the translation text, no?
The one from our house?
Yeah. Translation.
Page 18.
Yeah, page 18. There's the page number 18. Seventh line. So Baladara, it says, they've just kept the Baladara. I think it's a Sanskrit term. You all got it? Line, seventh line, it says, if field contaminates the mother elements and the sister dakinis. The sand of Baladara purifies them. Yeah, you all have it. So Baladara actually means it says, I don't know how do you pronounce this.
It's page 20.
Official. Yeah.
Page 20.
I think page 20.
On the Lotsawa, yeah, I mean, at least on the PDF that I have here, if fifth contaminates the mother elements and sister dakini, it's page 20 of 54.
Yeah, whatever page that is. I have page number 18 in my this one translation. So Baladara, anyway, if you don't find, doesn't matter, don't look for it. They didn't translate it in English, they just kept the Sanskrit term, said Baladara. So Baladara means it's translated as a officinal, it's a officinal plant, or cardiospermum, or cardiospermum, spermum, or something like that. So I think it's a plant, actually. It's a plant. Okay, you can also, later you can write officinal plant. Is it officinal? No, officinal, officinal plant. So it's a type of plant. So that plant we are offering in order to purifies them, the the contaminants of the mother elements and the dakinis. So that's the only one thing, and then rest I'm not going to explain. You all can go through in your time. And then that's the one. Baladriji Sangurshiki. Someone is writing here. So now then go again. After that, I'm not going to explain everything. You just flip the page, and then next one also I'm not going to. Page number 23. Again, there's another kind of chapter starts, which is also more or less same. Like it says, K, even if the lama and idam are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Yeah. So this is the same again. If the dakas and the dakinis are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. So we are offering these precious plants in order to cleanse or purify all the contaminations of guru, daka, dakini, the mother deities and all these things. So anyway, these are more or less again same. And then the next one, let's go to the next one. And then Mala Budzi at page number 27, they also didn't kind of translate it. It says, even if Mala Budzi is contaminated, yeah. Mala Budzi means it's a goddess who, how do you say, protect the child or protect the child, Budzi, Bu. In Tibetan, Bu means the child, and Zi means the who protect. And I think those who those who cannot have baby, if they supplicate to the Malabuzi, this deity, and then they can have baby. It's a kind of a baby deity, baby child goddess. So Malabuzi also, they didn't translate it, they just kept like that. So there's the goddess of the child or the goddess of the baby, something like that. So in page number 27. So later, I think when you have your time, you go through it, then you will find. If you don't find the page today, it doesn't matter. Then, so these are like different, Guru Rinpoche's, as it says now. Then this one is, then it says, then he offered the purifying smoke to the representations of enlightened body, speech, and mind, and said, he means Guru Rinpoche, Guru Padmasambhava. When Guru Rinpoche gave this text, so he has been doing his different deities. So, and then the next one is at page number 29. Yeah, you just flip anyway, you have to go through it. Page number 29. Next, he offered, then it says, page number 29 of the translation text. When you flip, the page number appears actually, if you're using the same text, the one I have. I think it's the same, isn't it? So page number 29, it says, next, anyway, if you don't find, you just listen to me, then later you will find it. He offered the purifying smoke to the outer support substances, inner support substances, and so on, and said, yeah. So there's a kind of a next chapter. So one different chapter, and then one has different melodies. So this one also I'm not going to translate, is more or less same. And then the next chapter says, then he offered the purifying smoke to the people, their belongings, and so on. You know, people can also get contaminated, things can contaminate it. You know, Holiness was just yesterday, or he was telling us, you know, even by, you know, banging the door, when we close the door, if the door bangs, you know, very strongly closed, then something, door deity can get contaminated, you know. So very tiny things can get contaminated. That's why Holiness is saying, I mean, as we live in this relative world, and then the others I've been mentioning, you know, we live in this relative world, and then we have so solid concept, you know, so everything matters, you know. So we have to be very careful, you know, closing the door. I mean, from the contamination point of view, of course, it contaminates, you know. If we close the door, shut the door very strongly, you know, sometimes we are angry and we just push like that, you know, then definitely door deity can contaminate it. I mean, from the, how do you say, from another angle, when we say from the sinful, when we bang the door, there are so many beings, you know, this we say Nitsewa, Nyalwa, the hell beings. There's a type of hell beings, they can survive in the door, they can survive in the pillar, they can survive in the rope, you know, rope like the string. So many things. So when we bang the door, like thousands and millions of them can get killed, you know. So as a practitioner, we always have to be mindful, we always have to be careful, you know. We just cannot shut the door like banging and jumping and throwing and these things. We cannot do that. So, you know, Holiness is just telling us, even banging the door can contaminate, you know. So our action as a practitioner, we say, you know, our behavior has to be very peaceful, you know. Otherwise, we say, sometimes we might say, doesn't matter, action doesn't matter, motivation is the key thing, you know. So if your motivation is very pure, if your motivation is great, then behavior spontaneously change, you know. We can say the yogi is different way, then of course definitely you can do. But then we say you know, if you are a great meditator, or if you are a great practitioner, we can see from the behavior, we can realize from how his behavior. So our behavior has to be very careful, very, very, you know, even we are working, has to be very peaceful, you know, calm, how do you say, not like shutting and jumping and crying and shouting. This not the behavior of a practitioner. So, you know, that's why, of course, when it comes to even these contamination things, you know, banging the door can contaminate and whatnot, you know, like, I don't know, breaking something also gets contaminated. So we have to be always careful anyway, yeah. So that's why it says here again, you know, like people belongings, our belongings can also get contaminated, you know. So we have to be always careful and mindful, you know. This is why we always said mindful is very important always, but it's very challenging at the same time. Mindful is the path to get enlightenment, you know. We have to be contemplating that. So anyway, so this again I'm not going to explain. He offered the purifying smoke to people, their belongings, and so on, and said, and then he said, even the worldly power of us people, masters, disciple, and routine, we say, it's contaminated. Let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants, you know. So all these different things, you know, masters, disciple, belongings, our clothing, many things can contaminate. So these all can purify. So this all you go through it. I'm not going to go through one by one. And then this one I find it quite interesting, and also I will talk a little bit about page number 38. If you find, it's easy to find the translation, page 38, page number 38. Yeah, translation text, same text, flip, go next, you flip, just flip, and then page number 38 now. Yeah, you all got it? Yeah. Oh, Cecily is also there. You okay? Okay, good, wonderful. Okay, then now here. So here, this is it says here, Mixel Ginepata. So if there is a particular illness or such like, the following should be done. So this is very important, especially if you are sick, you know. So if you don't have time, you can just pick this particular chapter. Yeah, if you are sick or if you are not well, I think this is very much recommended. Yeah. So this chapter, the page number 38 one. So it says here, if there is a particular illness or such like, the following should be done. So if you are sick, if you are not well, if you are, you know, problems, so this particular thing you can just pick up, and then you can do smoke offerings, you know, little bit of smoke, and then chant this one. If you don't get time to do entirely, if you have time to do entirely, very good. If not, this part is very, I think we all are anyway more or less sick, you know, always sick, especially this time of the year, you know. Because of the pandemic. So even though we are not, I mean, physically sick here, we are doing every day for the all sentient beings, for the benefit of all sentient beings. We are every day doing it because so many beings are suffering from COVID-19, and then of course so many things are happening. So we are doing it. So this you all keep in your mind. If you are not well and less time, then you can just pick this part and then practice. Yeah. So this let me go through it a little bit. So it's you all have it, all got the translation? Okay, wonderful. So here it says, K, let this medicinal fragrant smoke of precious plants purify the sponsor and my tormenting mental afflictions, the 5 poisons. So, you know, let this medicinal fragrant smoke of precious plant, because, you know, by offering these precious plants, purify the sponsor and my sponsor. In the sense here it says sponsor means, you know, relay, who has the, how do you say, relation, you know. For example, like we all are kind of a relative, you know. We have how do you say, relate, we are related. So we all are, whoever is related with you, means we can say sponsor. Here is just jinda, so it's literally kind of translated as a sponsor. So it's not particularly can be one person or 2 person, it can be anybody, you know, like you all are my sponsor, you know. So we all are related, so related person. So it's saying they purified the sponsor and my all the people who are related with me and my tormenting mental afflictions, the 5 poison, you know. So 5 poisons, you know, 5 poison is the kind of a main function, you know, that functions all different diseases. So it will come later. So let's flip the page. Then let this medicinal fragrant smoke of precious plants purify the sponsor and my wind disease caused by desire. So see here it's very clearly said. So we have 3 main poison, yeah: anger, desire, and ignorance. These 3 can have there is a 3 main disease also. Yeah. So it says it comes, I mean, as we read through, it comes here: wind disease caused by desire. So the wind disease, the diseases which is related with the wind, you know, we have so many diseases which is, we have headache and it says it's because of wind, you know. We have, I don't know, gastric problem because of wind. We have, I don't know, maybe you all are much better than me, the diseases which is related with the wind. Is why it's you know, why we are suffering from wind diseases, because we have very strong desire. because of the desire, we get the wind disease. It says, wind disease is caused by desire. We would say maybe because I haven't been eating well, the temporary cause can be, I haven't been eating well, that's why I got wind problem now, because now I have headache, now I can't sleep, like insomnia, I can't sleep, I have problem in, I don't know, mental disturbance. All this comes because of the wind. When the wind is very, very high in your body system, then you suffer from so many different diseases which is related with wind. So then that can be, we can say, I haven't been eating well, this and this temporary, that caused me having this disease, but then that is very temporary. The main root, the main cause is your desire, because you have a very strong desire. Because of that, you suffer from the wind disease. So it says very clearly here, that we have to understand. And which is true, as far as how, as soon as we overcome the affliction emotions, then you will never get disease. There is no sicknesses, all these great yogis, all these great masters who are realized, we never heard of their getting sick, having cancer, having that, having, I don't know, blood pressure, I don't know what not, like so many problem, kidney problem, heart failure, then I don't know, stomach problem, gastric problem, insomnia, depression, never heard of. Yogis are suffering from depression, we never heard of. Yogis are suffering from this, I don't know, gastric problem, kidney problem, we never heard. Why? Because they overcome the main root, they cut through the main root of the diseases, which is your affliction emotions. Once we overcome the affliction emotions, then there is no diseases at all. Why we are suffering now? Because of so many different diseases. We temporarily we can point to this and that, that can cause me having gastric, or I eat this, it is food poison, temporary cause is the food poison. I ate ice cream, that's why I get flu, we can say that, there are so many different things, but there's the very temporary cause. The root cause is your affliction emotions. So that we have to understand, that's why it says here very clearly, wind diseases caused by desire. And then the second one is, let this medicinal fragrant smoke of precious plants purify the sponsor in my bile disease caused by anger. So bile disease, Tikpa. So I don't know, the bitter thing, we call it bile disease. There are so many because of it's a liver, no? When the bile is in your liver. So when your liver is I think one of the main kind of organ which functions our body. So we have so many problems because of your weak liver. So that can, again, we would say my liver is not well but I have been eating lots of oily things, this and that. But that's not the root cause. The root cause is your anger. That's why you are suffering from, I don't know, liver problem, bile problem. Then you have, I don't know, you are vomiting and so many diseases which are related with the bile of your, I don't know, your bile problem. So that actually the main cause is your anger. That we have to understand, that means, this is the main cause. So if you don't want to suffer from these different diseases, we have to cut through affliction emotions, this is the thing. And then the third one is, let the medicinal fragrant smoke of precious plants purify the sponsors in my flame diseases caused by ignorant. Lungtipa. Backen. So backen is the flame. Flame means, you all know, backen, there are so many. I think the most gastric problem caused by flame. And then there are so many problems, I don't know, like breathing problem and all this, I think definitely might be caused by the flame. So again, we would say there is other tiny temporary cause, but the main cause we have to understand and we have to realize is you are ignorant. Because of the ignorance, as I said, is the main root of all the different afflictions. So this is the the root of this samsara also, yeah, kuretsawa, marikpa. Once we don't realize all this, the true nature of the phenomena, then we caught up with this very existent things, you know. Then we get we have a very grasping, very solid attitude this towards all these things. Then our mind also totally, you know, kind of a grip with it, you know, totally covered with it. Then we get all these different diseases, all these problems, then suffering. That's why we always say, if we want to free from some sufferings, we have to cut the root of the suffering, which is the ignorant, you know. Then from ignorant, then desire comes, then anger comes, then jealousy comes. So anyway, the flame diseases are caused by ignorant. That's what I say. So these three main poison we have to get rid of. Or in other words, we have to realize. Yeah. And then let this medicinal fragrant smoke of precious plants purify the sponsor in my my diseases of the four humors, you know, four humors. When our four humors are imbalanced, then we suffer from different diseases, you know. All these different diseases, I don't know, these days even there are no names, you know, like see the COVID-19 also, it's a new diseases. I mean, whole world, whole universe is suffering. Actually, I mean, we would definitely say, for example, this COVID-19, this disease came from China, or this and that. There are so many temporary things. That's why people are fighting. Countries and countries are fighting because of this. But why? Because we are always, like, you know, pointing, always looking at the others, you know. We never see, you know, all these great masters said, when we point, you know, when we point to someone else, you know, your fault, this fault, his fault, means we are pointing one finger towards them. That means three fingers are pointing towards you. You know, it's your fault. It's a reflection of yourself, you know. It's a very interesting thing. And also we say we have a trumpet, you know. The great masters always, I mean, all these great advices, they say, when trumpets are like, you know, this, it's very big here and then very tiny towards where you play, you know. So we shouldn't be like that, you know. As a practitioner, we should looking at ourselves instead of always, you know, always so nosy and so, how do you say, interfering to the wall, you know, and then trying to get the faults of others, you know. He did that, this country did that. Who, you know, never looking at yourself, you know. What's happening within myself, you know. What about your emotion? What about your anger? What about your desire? For example, this COVID-19, from our spiritual, our point of view, we wouldn't blame someone else, you know. I mean, ordinary beings, definitely they would blame. They would never say that it's my fault, you know. Oh, then, you know, it's my fault and I have to accept it. No, we have to blame to one another. That's why countries are now in big problem. They are fighting, they cannot get along, they are, I don't know, very aggressive, hatred, you know. Lots of this comes. This can never solve, you know, unless you realize yourself. Every single person, every single president or the prime minister have to understand within. Otherwise, there is no way to harmonious, you know, universe. And then we have to whole world have to be. We always pray. I think it's very difficult. We have to, especially, I mean, those people who have never heard about the Buddha Dharma. Of course, we cannot blame them because they don't know what is ignorant. We never heard of ignorance. They never heard of desire, then affliction, emotions. They are totally kind of caught up with the existing things, so real, so solid, you know. They cannot change. Of course, we cannot change. We have been hearing these teachings for so many times, but then still we are so solidly, you know, we have not single kind of a understanding of it, and we cannot contemplate it when it comes to the kind of a difficult time. So then, of course, poor thing, you know, those beings who has never heard of Buddha Dharma, what can do that? We shouldn't be expecting them. So we as a practitioner, we have to understand, we have to realize this kind of COVID-19 also, because of our affliction, emotion, it's happening, you know. because of our, our action, because of our affliction, emotions, we have been misbehaving, we have been mistreating, for example, like eating meat because of a desire. It's a direct, how do you say, reflection of desire, eating meat. Why we are eating meat? Why we are eating live? So many people says your skin will be so beautiful, that's why they eat live. This, I don't know, just, I don't know, not even burning properly, live animals they eat in order to have a good look, so that's the very kind of a direct, how do you say, reflection of your desire. It's nothing but desire. It's your desire is going wild, so now see, because of the desire, it says here, because of the desire you get sick, you get sicknesses of wind, you get sickness, I don't know, this COVID-19 is a type of flu, so flu normally, I don't know, it's because of the desire, literally it's because of the desire, and then anger is same thing. So we have to understand, as a practitioner, we have to understand, and we have to be contemplating, at least ourselves, we have to be always, instead of always looking at others' fault, someone else's fault, always blaming to someone, is not the way as what practitioners do. Practitioners have to be always looking into yourself, within yourself. We should be always busy about yourself. Doesn't matter if other people are doing something wrong, let them do, don't interfere. What about yourself? You consider yourself as a practitioner, so many years, receiving so many teachings. What about, question yourself, what about you? Where are you? What is your level of understanding of emptiness? What is your level of understanding of ignorant? Where is your level of ignorance, whether you have understand a little bit or not? Where is your desire, level of desire, whether it's minimized or not? From the day you have considered yourself as a practitioner, your anger, whether there is an improvement or not. If not, then it's a kind of a shame, it's embarrassing to yourself, oh, I'm getting nowhere. Don't point to other beings and, oh, he is doing that, they are doing that, this country is doing that. We are so busy, kind of digging the fault of others. Is not the way of a practitioner. We have to always, busy within yourself. Also, of course, understanding of checking all this, where is your emotional level, whether I'm improving or not. These are one thing you have to be always busy. And other thing is looking at the nature of your own mind is the main target. That's the ultimate, from you will realize, you will get enlightenment when you see the true nature of your own mind. There is no other something coming from the sky, something falling from the divine. If you want to get enlightenment, if you want to be realized, if you want to be liberated from samsara, everything is within yourself. So we have to be always busy with yourself. If you get a free time, go into yourself, look at your mind. As I said the other day, just sit properly there and look at the nature of your mind. Where is the mind actually? How it looks like, in the beginning. If you find the shape and the color, there is nothing. So when you see the nothingness of your mind, that is the Mahamudra, as it explained in so many different sutras. So for that we have to be busy. If you get a time, go into yourself. Don't look at others. I mean, especially these days, there are so many kind of how do you say, attractive in the sense. I mean, we all want to watch the news. What's today's news? How many COVID patients? How many people died? We will be busy. Okay. I mean, just get some information. That's all. And then try to be busy with yourself, within yourself. You will have a wonderful time when you look into your mind. So many, that's the real movie. Some great master says that's the real. Holiness has composed a very, I mean, it's a type of song he has composed, but it has a very deep meaning in it. He says, watch the movie of your own mind. So there are so many things to watch when you really, I mean, we are not doing it, you know, we say I'm practitioner, I want to meditate, I don't know, so many things we would say, but then we hardly give time within yourself, you know, and then, you know, go into yourself. That's what so many people, especially Westerners, they always say go within yourself, you know, go into you or something like that. That we have to do, you know, look at the movie of your own mind. Where is it? What is it doing? What is happening? You know, there are so many things to realize. Then I think slowly, once you know how to, as I said, we have to first, in the very first step, we have to still your mind, you know, still in the sense, you know, concentrate. You have a, you know, you have a control of your mind, you know. If you want to send your mind to somewhere else, you can send. If I don't want to send my mind, I just want to be concentrated one point, you can live there, you know, for, okay, let's say for 1 minute, okay, you, without distraction, you can keep your mind. That means then you have the control over your mind. But now not, I mean, like people like me, I don't know about you all, maybe you all are much better than me, but in my case it's very difficult to, you know, when you concentrate, it's so hard. Then, okay, I want to concentrate for 5 minutes, you know, no way, your mind gets crazy, you know, that we have to realize. Once you realize of your mind like distracting a lot, that's one of the great how do you say great, you know, how do you say, one of the great realization, this one, it says in the Mahamudra text, you know, that's the, like you realize the enemy, you know, like for example, when your house you know, got robbed, you know, robbery came and everything got stolen, and then you don't know who is the robber, how do you say, the robbery, yeah? Robber, who is the thief. Or maybe you have so many neighbors, or he can be, I have so many doubts, you know, who can be the thief. And then one day you realize it, oh, he is the robber. Now I realize it, not the others, you know. So you understand it. So similarly, when you look into your mind, the first sign of realizing your mind is you will understand the distraction. Oh, my mind is distracting, okay. My mind is going here, my mind is going there. My mind now it's going, I don't know, I'm thinking about Ladakh, you know, I'm staying, my body is sitting in my room, in the shrine room, but my mind is now going to Ladakh, my mind is going to Delhi. You know, when you realize it, that's the one of the greatest things, you know. It's very good. For now, we even don't realize, but we don't even bother to realize, you know. We just let our mind to go crazy, you know, wildly. I don't know where it is roaming around. So that's not the, how do you say, that's the kind of practice we have to, as I said, you know, in order to go within yourself and try to give time. When you have time, try to look at it instead of watching movie, instead of watching, yeah, sometimes it's also, we need definitely entertainment, but most of the time as a practitioner, go within yourself and look at the nature of your own mind. Then you will realize, you will have so many doubts, you know, understanding, you will realize slowly by slowly, then you will overcome. Yeah. So anyway, that came from where? Yeah, as I said, the affliction, emotions, you know, all this, that's what it says here. The four humors, when your four humors are in imbalance, then your body gets imbalance also. Then you get so many different diseases. So, and then now, so then from here, it's more or less again same. It's very interesting. You all go through it. Like, let this medicinal fragrance smoke of precious plants purify the sponsors in my heart-wind gelpo spirit diseases. Let this medicinal fragrance smoke the precious plant purify the sponsors in my lung pain water DT and 10 spirit diseases. Anyway, you all go through it, and if you have any doubt, then we can discuss later. Yeah. So these three are the kind of most important, you know, three poison, you know, anger, desire, and ignorance can have three main diseases. I think these are the three main diseases, and then there are this from the three main disease, then so many different diseases comes. Yeah. And then this part, and then the last part now. Let's go to page number 44, flip through it. It's page number 44. Yeah, page number 44. Okay, you all got it? So that's the last chapter of Nolsang. So it Gurumukhi says here, if there is nothing specific like this, continue from where you left off above. So if you are not sick or anything, this the above about the sicknesses, as I said, you can just pick this. Can you skip also if you don't want to do? If you are not sick or you are well and you don't want to do it, then you can just skip this part. Yeah, and that's why he said here, if there is nothing specific like this. He said before, if you have any disease or something like that, then you pick this. If not, then you can skip this part and then you can jump here. Yeah. But I think in this time of the year, it's good to do because of the pandemic. Yeah. If we are always doing here, His Holiness also advised us to do. So we are always doing it. Continue from the way you left off above. So furthermore, let the medicinal fragrance of precious plants purify all of us, master, disciple, and routine who are contaminated by murder, filth, and pollution. Let the medicinal fragrance, precious plant purify contaminations of the heart, contamination from the smell and sign that's in food, and contaminations of video, all these things anyway. So, so from here, let's go. These are also more or less kind of same, and then flip that 2 page more, 46. 46 page, line number 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, from 4. So it's this from here, page number 46. Yeah, 46, and then line number 1, 2, 3, 4. Line number 4. So from here, it's an aspiration. Yeah. Then now we finish purifying all these different contamination by reciting the precious words of Guru Rinpoche, which he has given. So from here, so Namka Jindang Jindu Sang Salgurji may all be made clear like the cloudy sky. So from here, it's a aspiration prayer. Yeah. So let me just read it. Yeah, you all have it? Yeah, okay. So may all be made clear like the cloudless sky. Yeah. May there be radiant like the bright light of the full moon. May there be growth like the waxing moon. May there be blossoming like a flower with 1,000 petals. May there be ripening like the 6 grains of autumn. 6 grains of autumn in the sense, I think there are 6 specific grains. But anyway, in autumn, everything start to grow. Yeah, so that's why I think it's saying everything start to grow. So that means we also, everything should be growing like the autumn season. May the government as stable as Mount Meru. May need and wants be made as it from the wish fulfilling jewel. Yeah, these all are aspiration. May the spiritual lineage shine like the sun and moon. Very important, this one. May courtiers and subjects gather round like the constellations. May livestock multiply and grow like plants. May fame and renown resound like thunder. May our lives be long, healthy, and happy. May we remain from 100 years to see 100 autumns. May all be perfectly auspicious and excellent in every way. Yeah. So these all are very, aspiration with the precious word from the Guru Muche. So from here, then now, yeah, let's go to the next. I don't know what time is it. Okay, now almost 8. Anyway, now we leave here. Then I think the last part I will do in the last when we finish this last part. So let's now practice again the one more chanting melody. Continue. I think you have remained in the same page. Page number 70 if you are looking from the transcription text. It's page number 70. Yeah. So I will leave there now, and then we can later continue talking anyway. Page number 70, yeah, transcription text. You all have it? Yeah? Okay, wonderful. Page number 70, okay? No, now today another new melody with this one. Okay. So here we have to do a bell. You all have it? Page number 70, okay, from the beginning. Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Konya lekino lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Zangjilanam no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji La sindege no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Jikten kyongwa no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Tengilenam no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Parginyenam no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Ogilunam no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Shidane dano lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Cheta jamdelo lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Jiten la sumno lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Sajine dano lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene sangyurji Gigela sono lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Govelhangana Yodnaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Malabuzi no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Tala pembo no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Nola chupo no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Lula menbo no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Rala termo no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamene gi sangyurji Shingla tsangpa no lwahayonaya Shinchoti zamengi sangyurji Kulage tuno loayo naya Shinchoti zamengi sangyurji Golataya no loayo naya Shinchoti zamengi sangyurji Tablayol monoloayo naya Shinchoti zamengi sangyurji Pola jala no loayo naya Shinchoti zamengi sangyurji Nolayang la no loayo naya Shinchoti zamengi sangyurji Nana no loayo naya Shinchoti zamengi sangyurji Chiladola no loayo naya Shinchoti zamengi sangyurji Jilanola no loayo naya Shinchoti zamengi sangyurji So this Dhammaru we do here 3 times. Okay, so this is one of the new melody. I think many of you are watching live, yeah? Are you? Or time doesn't match? So I think if you are watching, then you will get familiar with it. Otherwise, so today this one is new melody, so you all can practice, yeah? So then I will leave here. And then tomorrow we have a new melody. And then 1 or 2, anyway, now 1 or 2, 3 left, yeah? So I think in one day we do one melody just to get familiar with it. So I will leave there, and then now you all can have any question, yeah, regarding this one and whatever. So you all can unmute now, and then we can have a question, and then we can do dedication, yeah?
Dingla, I just wanted to thank you for doing the mudras over the shoulder because they're so clear now. So it's so incredibly helpful. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm happy. I was wondering whether it was okay trying to, do from like that. So yeah, I know. Then then you can just practice like that by watching. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Very happy. Anything? Yes.
Want to ask how this illness one, when we jump in for the illness, this illness, you say when you're ill we do it, or if you just want to do the illness part and not the whole bit, so when do you start to jump in directly to this illness section? From where you jump in?
Oh, the illness section, you can just skip it. I mean, you said if you do only the illness one.
Yeah, if you're sick. If we are sick, when do we jump straight into illness or include the illness? I don't understand this part.
Yeah. I mean, I said if you don't have time, then you can just pick this part and then do some smoke offering while you are reciting this illness part. I think it can be very effective. So, I mean, in that case, you jump in the sense you can, if you don't have time, then you can do just bodhicitta. Refuge in bodhicitta is always very important, yeah, as we all know. And then you can just do this part anyway, just the illness part. And then dedication.
Okay. Then dedication.
That's my suggestion,
Okay.
Because I know,
yeah,
I don't know. These days, you all are, because of the lockdown or maybe more time. Otherwise, you all are always busy anyway, not much. You don't get much of time. So, I'm just, from your point of view, I'm just thinking. So in that part, if you are not well, and of course, especially when you are not well, of course, you cannot do so many practices. So you can do just refuge. I mean, I think from the Nolsang, it's good also, or maybe some other refuge is also okay. Refuge and bodhicitta, and then prepare the some smoke offering, and then you can maybe you can do 3 times just the illness part. So it can be very effective. Yeah.
So you skip also the mudras, everything mudra also skip, yeah?
Yeah.
In that case.
Yeah. You can just mudras and all this you can skip. You just visualize the substances clean. Or maybe you can say just Rang Yang Kang. So it's a shorter, when you do ritual practices, it can be, sometimes we can make so grand one, sometimes we can make very short one also. It's a very flexibility. So Rang Yang Kang, when you would like, if you prefer saying like Rang Yang Kang, you can just do 3 syllables. So Rang will burn everything, Yang will wash everything, and then Kang, Yang will blow everything, and then Kang will wash everything. Then the substances which you are burning becomes very clean and purified. Then you can just do the burn offering, and then dedication.
Okay, thank you.
Tingla,
Yes.
Tingla,
Yes.
I wanted to say,
Yes.
yeah, I wanted to say thank you ever so much for doing all of this and spending so much time with us, because it's really amazing. I feel like I'm benefiting a lot from this. And I don't know if it's very cheeky of me to say this, because I know you must be horribly busy. But personally, I would love it so much if you did something like this kind of regularly, even when we finish this text. I would just love it so much, I can't even tell you. So I know it's very cheeky of me to ask, because you must be so busy, but I just thought I should ask anyway.
Okay, after we finishing this, continue. Yes, we'll see. Yeah. If you all have time, I will try.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love that.
Then I have to think about, I don't know. Yes, I will see, and then
yeah, thank you. And just to let you know, I've got my Damaru on order. It's coming.
Oh, great.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so anything?
Can we only do this?
Oh, your voice is cut. Is this same? Your voice is not coming clearly. I think something wrong.
Also, if people have no time.
Yeah.
So soft? Can we Magaloni or
Okay. Say it again.
oh okay, I maybe stop my can you hear now? Can you hear me now?
Not clear.
Can you hear now? You can't hear. Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm saying this Nolsang have to be done early morning. Early morning.
No, not necessary. Not necessary. You can do in the evening also. Guru Rinpoche said in here. So you can also, I mean, it not necessarily have to do in the morning, but here in Amitabha we are performing early morning.
Okay.
But if you don't get time, it's okay. I mean, it's not that you cannot do in the evening or afternoon. I think it's okay, definitely, because I think when we read the last bit, it's Guru Rinpoche has clearly mentioned we can do in the evening also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any questions?
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear? Because I don't have very good internet, so I'm not sure. I just want to ask if the text what we have is, well, I was trying to do the whole thing, and twice I got totally lost when it starts the offering for protectors. And I just wonder if I've got the wrong text, because I just couldn't find my way at all.
Offering protectors.
Yeah. This is before the
Have we done
yeah,
the
the offering to protectors. Yeah, it's used different word than offering. I don't really know the meaning, but it's just like I don't recognize no words when I am trying to follow. So I just wonder if it's the same text on the recording what you have sent with His Holiness leading the puja.
Controller. What you said? Can you say it again?
You don't hear me well?
Yeah, I can
hear. I don't have very good internet, so I'm sorry about that. I can.
I can hear.
It is a point. I'm looking now, searching, but I can't find it. Where is the? I think it's an offering. It's the word that I don't know in English or Sanskrit for protectors. Starts the part for the protectors, and this part I get completely lost. Twice I tried the whole thing, and I follow up to there, but there I couldn't recognize at all the text. So I don't know if it's in text or I am just not.
So you were following the life, you mean?
Yes.
Ah,
I was following the.
Yeah. Okay. In the Nolsang, where what we do is after finishing the Nolsang, then we do lungta, which we have after Ryo Sangcho is the lungta yarke. 3 times we do 3 times. Yeah. We do lungta yarke, which is in the rosary. So I didn't put it here. Which is in the rosary. Rosary page number, what is it? One of you know.
Old one or new one?
Yeah.
45. I have 45. I have the.
You have the new edition. Yeah.
I have got a new edition. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Someone says here, page 16, page number 116 in rosary. That's the one.
115.
Yeah, 116 in new one of the new rosary. So we do that one 3 times, and then we come back to the I transcribe the offering to the Dharma protectors.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize. So it's after Sabha Shuddha Sarva Dharma Sabha Shuddha. This is the one. Also
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Any other thing? Anybody? Okay. Then then you all practice, okay? Practice also the chanting and melody. Holiness is asking whether you are doing okay. I said yes, you are practicing. And then tomorrow, yeah, we practice in order to get familiar with. We can do entire thing at the last bit. Anyway, so now let's do the dedication. Page number the Nolsang, okay, page number last of this inspiration of the
160.
Yes, 160. Yes. And then we dedicate our good merit or the virtue for the sake of all beings. Yeah. Okay. So let's do together 160. Everybody has it? Yeah. Wonderful. 160 aspiration prayer. Mulam Dripe Gelpola Chase Hello Leta Lubrikin Legurhai Donta Neta Jumpe Sevaso Simche mi devenenam kunjiten kamsu jumar magurji chitar shime chipe se chashi kichi chilalu sem devjembe sotro neki dunge jinge ba jiten kamsu jumar magurji chida shinje khana tutpatar neki Mingzama Dube Jazimbe Ninje Pata Takpe Rimso Ki Luchin Gula Nutbar Mayurji Nube Giri Toncha Gejuta Lobur Ejo Simga Jujuda Jiga Zajin La Sopa Luchin Gula Tiwar Mayurji Lusim dewa malu trotibe Jungji trupe dunye jingeba Malu jiji danto dengurne Tirine me digi demparasho Lama kunchu namgi tujeda Andro chukyo sume tudomda Leje luwa me pedendoge Mulam chitarata So this part also we will have a translation by translating by Rigzinla. I think this is a very effective one. Okay, let's do 3 times. Little quicker one. Chumden de jin shekba mulam drupe gelbola chakse hello le dan lu burekin le gurwai dunta ne ta jupe sewaso simje imi devene nam gun jikden khamsu jumar mayur chitare shime chipe se chaji ke che chilalu sem del jembe Sotro neki dunge jinge ba jikdene kamsu jumara mayurji chida shinje khana tsupa tar neki mingzam tepe chakshembe ninje bata takpe rimso ki lushine kula nutpara mayurji nutpe giri tongcha ge chuta lobure jo simgya chuchuta Shigya tajine la soba Lusime gula niwara mayure Lusime dewa malu chotibe Junji chobe dungi jingeba Malu jijinge danto dengurne Tirine me deki dembarasho Lama kunchu anam ki dujeta Kanjo chikyo sume tututa Leje luwa me pedentogi Mulam chitarata padrugurji. Repeat again. Page number 160. Chumden de tijin shekpa mulam drupe gelbola chakse le dan lu burekin le gurwai dundane ta jumpe sewaso simje imi devene nam gun jikene kamsu jumwar mayurji chitare shime tripe se chashi ke chilalu simde jebe sotro neki dunge jinge ba jikene kamsu jumwar mayuri chida shinje khana zupa tar neki mingzama tepe chachebe ninje bata dakpe rimso ki luchene kula nutpar mayuri nutpe giri tongcha ge chuta luburi jo sumgya chuchuta shigya tajine la sopa luchene kula tewar mayuri Lusime dewa malu chotibe junji chupe dunge chiniba malu jijinge danto dengurne tirine me dekit dembarash Lama concho namgi tuje ta kandu chikyo sumi tutoda leje luwa me beden togi mulam chitare da pa jubgyunji karma rabje marme gyuma zilpa chuburta milam loka jinta duje chunam teda. Okay, so thank you for being there, and then we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, have a good day ahead, good night, or good evening, afternoon. Okay. Okay, bye, everybody. Bye.